If you're watching the replay, you could always support the channel by sending a super thanks. That's right, a super thanks. That's the heart shape with the $ in it right below the video. I appreciate all of the early No Cap crew in the building. Thank you for hitting the like button. If not too much trouble, go ahead and share the video out. Let's go.
Spacey got the sauce on.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Cap-tivity, man. He's a good dude, man.
Shit, what you want me to prove?
Spacey got the sauce on.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Captivity, man. He's a good dude, man.
Shit, what you want me to prove?
Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on. Spacey got the sauce on.
Just over a minute before showtime. Thank you for everybody that's already in the chat. Shout out to everybody that hit the like button so far. Our special guests are in the building. We're going to have an excellent conversation. Just chill out. Relax. Real conversations with real people. You know how we do. Let's get it.
Shit, what you want me to prove?
Spacey got the sauce on.
Times in our life,
You got time to sing on it. You sing.
we all have pain.
So man, you gonna sing?
We all have sorrow. Then I look at Wayne and I know that he will be ugly tomorrow. Lean on me when you're my cousin and I'll be your friend. I help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need my cousin to care.
No Cap-tivity. Freezy.
What up? You are officially locked in to No Cap-tivity with Freezy, where we tackle issues that sometimes have us trapped in this thing that we call life. But if you know me, you know my motto. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And if you're rock with your boy, please hit that like and subscribe button hard right now. And also comment and share this video. That is if you rock with your boy, Freezy.
No Cap-tivity.
As you guys can see, I have some of the most beautiful ladies on social media right by my side. I have MJ. Shout out to MJ for always holding me down and coming, just ready to. She's ready. She's got the look of what is that look, MJ? It's like a
what? The look of determination, or a look
yes. It's the hair to the yeah. And this next sister, I've been trying to get this next sister for quite some time. I was in her inbox. You would think that I was stalking her, in her inbox. Jessica, thank you for showing up on the show. She is a true professional, and we have a mutual friend. First of all, before you speak, Jessica, shout out to Eric for referring me to you. Big shout out to Eric. I appreciate you, bro. If you're watching or if you see this on the replay, thank you. I appreciate you. So, Jessica, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. How are you feeling? Are you okay? And just so you know, Jessica works in this field. Jessica, she's a natural. Let them know what you do, Jessica.
So I've worked on TV for the past 10 years. I work here in Orlando. And we've been trying to make this work for months now, it feels like, trying to get on this podcast. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited too.
You have no reason to be nervous. You work for bigger production. This is just a YouTube channel, Jessica. So you're going to be all right. You are going to be all right. So we are waiting on one person. We all know who that is. That's 2G. We're waiting on 2G. He'll be here shortly, hopefully. But, just so we can get the show on the road, right? We're going to do a quick roll call and see who's all in the building. Let's see. Shout out to Dr. Quantum Love in the building. Thank you for being here, sis. I really appreciate you. Also, shout out to Kimberly Johnson. She said, hey, Freezy and the No Cap crew. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. Jerome's in the house. What's going on, Jerome? He said, the mayor of Debonair is here. Shout out to Jerome. I appreciate you, bro. Also, shout out to Emperor Kojak 313 the Great. He said, what up, though, Freezy and chat? Smash that like button hard. Let's go. Shout out to Emperor. Finesse Visions. Thank you. Great to see you. 100 watts. 100 watts. Is this 100 watts? Did you change your name? Shout out to Finesse Visions. Hopefully you subscribe to I know you subscribe, but make sure you hit that notification bell. Ninja Cool. Already giving a round of applause. Thank you, Ninja Cool. I appreciate you. True Bleed in the building. He said, yo, Freezy, what's good? What's going on, True Bleed? Royce M, he said, what up? Salute. Thank you, Roy Sim. The Bell is in the house. The Bell representing with the Bell in his comment. I appreciate you, the Bell. Rob Dub. Rob, I forgot to play your video of your singing group. I think I might play it at the end of this live stream, Rob. My bad, Rob. There was so much going on. He said, Kojak, how's it going? Speaking to Kojak. Shout out to Rob Dub. Anybody else in the building? Liberated Soul. What's up, Liberated Soul? What's up with you? He said, look out, bro. Panel and chat. Hope everybody good. And also, shout out to my brother, Sharon Bracey in the building. The Wildest Wake Up Show. Make sure y'all subscribe to The Wildest Wake Up Show. Shout out to my brother Sharon in the building. I appreciate you every time. Marcus Evans, he said, what up, Freezy? Salute. Great to see you, Marcus. Great to see you. And my brother, Big Bad Bull. Big Bad Bull, man. You already know what it is. Thank you, Big Bad Bull. Thank you. Every time. I appreciate you. And listen, this is what I want everybody. Put a 1 in the chat if you plan on sharing the live stream. Put a 1 in the chat if you plan on sharing the live stream. It's very much appreciated. All right. For everybody that puts a 1 in the chat, I wish all of y'all $11 million in your life. And thank you for being a part of the No Cap campaign. It's very easy to share this live stream. The share button is right below the video, right next to the like and the dislike button. And as soon as you hit that share button, it gives you an option to share it out to any one of your favorite social media platforms, or you can copy the link and share it out to any one of your close friends and family. Either way, thank you for being a part of the No Cap campaign.
No Cap-tivity.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Emperor putting the 1s in the chat. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. Shout out to the Bell. Thank you. Edelman Williams, what's up? Where you been at, bro? He said, I really don't think people parents set them up for failure. It's just another excuse to be a failure. Edelman is already coming with strong opinions, and we're going to talk about it more. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. You didn't have to do it, but thank you for sharing the live stream. I appreciate you. Marcus, he said 1, maybe I'll share. Hopefully you did share. Thank you, Marcus. Shout out to Rush Enterprise Stars in the building. Thank you. Thank you. Sharon said, I need my money now, Freezy. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Rob, thank you, man. Thank you for sharing the live stream. I appreciate you. Also, shout out to everybody that hit that like button, right? Make sure you hit the like button, family. Shout out to the 26 people that hit the like button so far. We are off to a great start. If you don't like something about this live stream, please feel free to hit the dislike button. I don't care. Just please engage. That's what social media is all about. Just please engage. Whether you hit the dislike button or you hit the like button. Either way, I wish all of y'all $4 million.
No Cap-tivity.
Now, let me tell y'all something. When y'all get this money, don't act like I didn't wish this money in your life. Okay, I need a percentage. Once you get the money, I need a percentage. Okay, 5% is how much is 5% of $4 million? What is this like? What is that like? 250,000. Yeah, that's good. 250,000 is good. That's all I need, and we good. All right, look out for your brother. Also, to support this platform, especially if you would like your voices to be heard from the chat, it's very easy. It's 3 ways to do it. You can either send a super cap, aka super chat. That is the rectangle box with the $sign in the middle of it where you type your chats. That's how you send a super cap. Or you can send a cash cap to $, Freezy No Cap, right above MJ. $, Freezy No Cap. There you go. Shout out to my sister. $, Freezy No Cap. That's the second way. Or you can send a PayPal to No Cap-tivity with Freeze. That's No Cap-tivity with Freeze without the Y. All right. I appreciate you. And finally, last but not least, somebody asked, how can they become a sponsor of tonight's show? It's very easy. How you become a sponsor of tonight's show? It only takes $20 or more. $20 or more, and you will be considered the initial sponsor of tonight's show. Thank you. Who will it be? Who will be the initial sponsor of tonight's show? Whoever it will be, we appreciate you and we thank you in advance. Thank you a lot.
No Cap-tivity.
Y'all ready to get this show started? Listen, I know I want to be more time conscious because y'all know I could talk. MJ she know I could talk. And yeah, I want to be just a little bit more time conscious. You know what I'm saying? But let me see where it is. Okay, I knew I was missing something down there. All right, so let me see this look too. This is a good look too. We'll bring it back down to that. Okay, so I got a couple of topics and questions. I was kind of proactive today. You know, I was like, let me be proactive and organized, and I actually wrote out the questions and sent them to y'all. This is my first time in No Cap-tivity history.
No Cap-tivity.
I don't think I've done that before. So, I just felt like it's good to be organized, right? Do you guys feel like less stress when you organize, like when you clean your, like it's to me, when I was a kid, when I was a boy, I used to be very messy. I used to keep a junky room, and I used to kind of, as I got older, especially in my teens, I was wondering why I was a little stressed. But my auntie from Detroit, and at the time I thought she was mean, and she came down for the summer and she made us do like a spring cleaning. And that was my first time participating in spring cleaning. And I was so mad at my auntie because I couldn't go out and play marbles and basketball. But you know what? After we got done cleaning the house, I just felt better. Do y'all feel like that when you clean? Does cleaning make you less stressed?
Definitely.
It can be therapeutic. Yeah.
Yeah. I like being organized.
Yeah.
And I like that you sent the questions and the subjects for tonight.
Yeah. So I did it for tonight. So please don't hold me to it later on. I just wanted to be a good boy tonight. I just wanted to see how it felt. And it felt good. It felt really good. So, kudos to me. So let's get this party started. I got the questions, but I do have some videos that's going to set up the question. So let me do this. Let me see. So I'm just going to set up the video on the front screen. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do it differently this time. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to do it the old school way. So right here, this is, I think he's an artist named Earl Sweatshirt. He claims that people might be racist if they don't like mumble rap. If you're in 2025 complaining about mumble rap, you're probably racist. I want y'all to look at this right here.
Like, if you're in 2025 complaining about mumble rap, probably racist. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, if you haven't processed that, like, that this is different people talk different ways, and that it's not their fucking job to fucking make sure that you from Kansas understands every single word that, like, why are you not trying to aspire to learn new things? Like, if you're in 2025 complaining about mumble rap, probably racist.
So that was just a setup video. My first question of tonight is, do y'all think most people operate from a space? No, I'm sorry. Has the black community developed an overinflated sense of what's considered racist? Has the black community developed what might be considered an overinflated sense of what is considered racist?
That kid looked really young, though, I have to say.
He was young. He was young.
Like, he's probably, what, Gen Z? Maybe?
It looks like it,
I don't know how old. Yeah, like, I feel like depending on, like, what age group or what, let me go on. Sorry, I'm off balance. But I feel
It's
like it
okay.
depends on like what age group you're in, what generation you grew up in, if you think something's racist or not. But I took offense to like what he said because I'm from the middle of the country. I'm from Kansas City, actually. He was talking about people from Kansas, but I think people in the Midwest typically we speak in a standard tone. So if we can't understand what you're saying, I feel like that has nothing to do with racism. The mumble rap, like I know my parents don't like it. I know plenty of older Black people who like rap
Yeah.
don't like that. So that doesn't, to me, that is, I don't see how that equates to being racist because you want to understand what somebody's saying.
So you're saying he could probably, just with that viewpoint.
I don't feel like he's lived enough life to
Okay, got you.
know what constitutes as what's racist and what's not. But that has nothing to do with racism, in my opinion.
Okay, I understand that. And what about you, MJ? Let me ask you a question again. Oh, you don't need me to ask you a question again, right? Go ahead.
No, I don't. Truthfully, I will say maybe some, but it's the individual. I don't think it's the community, right?
Yeah.
What he's talking about doesn't have anything to do with racism. You know, look, my mom don't like any of the music today. I don't like any of the music today.
Me neither. I don't.
Right? So I wouldn't consider myself saying I'm racist against mumble rappers. No, I'm just from an era where they spoke different, they rapped different, their topics was different, and that's more aligned to my upbringing. And you know, me being a New Yorker, you know, people don't even like, you know, we have our own kind of accent, whatever borough you go to. So it's going to be different when you're in the South. It's going to be different when you're in certain type of townships and in counties. They're going to have their little swag, you know, so you might not necessarily understand it, but truly it's not really for you to understand it. What it's for is if you want to converse with them, you respect it and you try to understand. Now, in his situation, if you're trying to be a rapper and you're trying to reach masses of people on a marketing scale, you're going to have to adapt to who you're marketing to, right? If you're marketing to your community that understands the lingo, of course, they're going to follow it. They understand it. They live it. They breathe it. But if you're trying to branch out, you're going to have to, you know, make a little changes that's going to be adaptable to other people who live in other areas and other environments and other lifestyles. That's just business. So, you know, you can't complain about that when you need to do business.
Do y'all think the younger community is kind of going more and more out of touch with what true racism is? And if you do, why do you think so? Do you think that younger white kids and Black kids and other kids of other races, do you think they get along more than older generations? Or do you think they're just kind of like, do you think Black kids are more like just
I think that I have a son who's 7, about to turn 8 soon. I'm just trying to think of like his lived experiences. I feel like even though I talked to him about racism and things of the past, like things that have happened, I don't think he like fully grasps things like that. Because when I talked to him about like how my grandparents went to all Black schools, or like how my parents were like the first of our family to like go to school with whites, to be in integrated schools, I don't think he like fully grasps that, because he's like in a school now where he's like, oh, they don't like me because my skin's brown. So I think when something, I guess, is like offensive, I don't know if it has to do, I'm trying to get my point across because I see this a lot on TikTok, because I'm very active on TikTok, and I see, once again, I'm not trying to like down Gen Z or anything, but I do see like a lot of younger people, they think a lot of things are offensive when people are just speaking the truth. Or like in the case of this mumble rap, that doesn't correlate. There's no correlation between racism and a system trying to hold people down and someone not liking mumble rap. Like, I don't think they understand what racism is. Like, if they don't like something. If someone doesn't like something and someone who created that something is black, that doesn't make you racist just because a black person made it and you don't like it. It has to do with like a whole system. And I don't think they're understanding that. I don't know if it has to do with schools or their parents aren't teaching them, but like it's not like clocking in their head like what the true definition
and you know
of
what?
racism
You know what,
is.
Jessica? It kind of takes away from what true racism is. And that's what kind of ticks me off a little bit. You know, just don't use everything to justify your mumble rap. No, bro. Some people just don't like mumble rap, you know. But and it will give people that don't like it will give people that talk down on racism, it will give them more of an excuse to say, see, it's not a real thing. Look at what he's complaining about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You see that all the time on the news too. Like someone will complain about something that's like very trivial, and because that happens, you'll see certain people in the comments saying, oh, that they think everything's racist, but it's like some things actually are racist. But like in the case of the mumble rap or someone not liking the way someone dresses, I don't think that's just we gotta look at the bigger picture. That's not like really affecting pockets and like the systemic racism that is still happening.
I agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You have something to say, MJ?
Yeah, I was just gonna piggyback off of what she said. It's not racism. They don't understand, and the generation that's coming up today, a lot of the moves that they're making is fake, right? They lean into fakeness, and once they get any type of critique or any form of criticism, it's automatically you're a hater, you hate me, and then now here's this underlying issue why you're trying to hold me back. For him to even use racism, and for those guys to sit in that podcast with him and nod their head and go knowing that they're really laughing at him because he doesn't even understand what racism is, it says a lot. And it also says a lot to those guys look older than him too, that they did not correct that, like, no, that's not racism. I probably understand what you're trying to say. Maybe they're giving you a hard time. Maybe, they're criticizing a little too hard, or they're not being fair because they dislike the genre personally and not giving it a chance. For them to not even say anything and for them to just sit there and nod their head like, that's not good.
Yeah, it was a little neglectful. I would agree with you on that. Let me read a couple of super cash apps, and then I'm going to show some more videos. Super chat! Shout out to Tyrus. Thank you for your $20 support. You were on the sponsorship board, but we did get a cash cap from Boss Man, and he trumped you. But thank you for the $20 super cap. I would consider you the initial sponsor because you were on the sponsorship board. Thank you, Tyrese. I appreciate you.
No Cap-tivity.
Also, let me see. And let me get rid of this. And shout out to Boss Man, man. Boss Man came through in a major way for his $50 cash cap. Thank you for your $50 cash cap, Boss Man. He said Freezy and the two beautiful women. Salute. Thank you, Boss Man. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to Boss Man. He is our official sponsor of tonight's show.
No Cap-tivity.
To be a co-sponsor or official sponsor of tonight's show, it has to be $50 or more. Thanks to Boss Man. Thanks to Boss Man. Shout out to the Wife School podcast in the building too. It's great to see you. Big Stacks, Hot Sauce, Marcus Phoenix. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. So we seen the mumble rap racism. How about we watch some real racism? Here we go.
Here at the YMCA again, and that's Rona, and they are again trying to make me move out of my spot, and I got here first, and I don't know who this gentleman is.
Brian, he also works here.
So he works here also, so
safety first.
This is the second time that they have tried to get me to move, and I have told them that I am not moving. I got here first. Now this man is telling me I'm going to move, but he's not going to tell this lady to move.
No, because
She got here after I got here.
I got here at 9 o'clock this morning.
And I got here before she did. So this lady put her face in my face the last time I was here. This lady right here. And that's Rona is. There Rona is.
And so you can't move over 2 feet.
I am not moving over 2 feet. Class, and we're not going to move. I'm here at the
Our class.
Okay,
Because safety first. I need you to move over, please.
And she will not have this Caucasian lady, and Rona will not have this Caucasian lady to move over, but want me to move over, and I am not moving over. She's sitting close to me, so hello, how you doing?
I'm good.
I got somebody else coming to me to speak to me. So what do you got to say? Good morning to you. I am blessed, and I'm prosperous, and I'm highly favored of the Lord. I'm not moving.
You can sit there
And I said that before.
I don't give a shit.
So now she's cussing.
Shit's not cuss.
Now she's cussing.
Is it really the
Did she shoot her a bird? What?
See these Karens. Always want to have their way. And because we do not allow them to have their way, then we are in the wrong. So for me, I want me to move, and she will not move over this side, but she wants me to slide over. Why can't she slide over? Okay. This Caucasian lady has been sitting here for years, and I don't care if she's been sitting here for 50 million years.
Ma'am.
I don't care if this lady been sitting here for 50 million years. I'm not moving.
Ma'am. Only woman or the only individual who has a reserved spot is the instructor herself. Everyone else has a responsibility to reserve their spot. The only person who has a reserved spot is the instructor herself.
So you heard Jordan said the only person in here has a designated spot is Rona.
Yeah,
so why are they trying to make me move? This lady right here beside me, why won't they have her to slide over?
I understand your frustration.
Look at her, and I'm not sliding over. I'm not moving.
I understand your frustration.
I got here first. Want me to move first.
So that's gonna go on forever. But
I seen it already.
You seen it? Okay, so since you
seen the
seen
whole
it,
thing.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think it was racist, or do you think it was more on the fault of the older black woman? What's your take on that, on the whole thing?
From the videos that I saw, it was a little racist. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she was informed by the YMCA for that particular class, there is no assigned seats. The white lady that was sitting next to her, she went and got her seat and put it next to the black lady because she wanted her spot. Now, normally when she gets there early, she'll have that spot, that little corner of the class. The black woman, she got there earlier than her this time. She came 30 minutes earlier this time to actually get the seat there. The lady didn't like it, so she went and got another seat and sat directly by her. So that's what you're seeing, why she's so neck and neck close to her.
Oh.
My thing is, why not just tell them both to move? And when the black lady said to them, why are you only just instructing me to just move over? Why not instruct both of us to move over? There was no, they didn't want to answer the question. They didn't want to answer her question. It was just, oh, well, you're causing a commotion. You're making this bigger than what it really needs to be. You need to just move over a couple of inches more towards, I guess, the right instead of the left corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it got so bad, even though she was never disrespectful, she never raised her voice. She was just stating the facts. It got so bad, they called 3 cops on her.
Really?
Escort her out of the YMCA. And they were saying that they was going to arrest her for trespassing. So her husband had to pick up her stuff. And this is the thing. All of this that's going down, her husband is right there in the class waiting for her. And the class didn't even start yet. So there was some of it there. People will look at it like maybe you were being a little bit petty, because we're in this area where, most people, they just brush certain things off, they don't know biggie. It is what it is. But because she decided to actually stand up for what's right, and I say that the levels that the YMCA went on to cater to one client and not the other is the problem, especially being escorted out of the YMCA that way, like a criminal. This is an old woman. This is somebody's grandmother. You do not need to call 3 police to the YMCA for an elderly couple.
What do you think about the black guy that was taking telling the black woman she need to move?
The bad thing about that is he has to do his job. If the instructor tells them, hey, we think that the solution is if she moves over and whoever the white lady is, if she comes there and this is her corner in every single class, she's in this corner because she normally gets there on time, but today wasn't the day. He just wanted to do his job. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna, we can't expect everybody to lose their job for, things that they want to stand up for, whatever their moral value is. And on top of that, that's not his grandmother. And the third thing is, if the instructor who's in control of the class, if she decides to make, the decision that you're going to move, is either you accept it or you can leave, right?
Yeah.
So those are the options, really.
So MJ did an excellent job with, describing the whole event in detail. So now that we both know Jessica, what do you think about this whole dilemma with the elderly black woman, and them asking her to move? And we even seen the white woman sticking her tongue out and shooting the bird or whatever.
I know. Thank you for explaining it, because I was actually confused. I felt like there was like a lot of missing context to what was happening. Honestly, this situation kind of reminds me of my mom. Like if something happens like in a public space, she got there first. She's not going to let anything go. I feel like it was wrong. They should have either, I don't know, asked both of them to move, or just asked the other lady to move. Like the older black lady got there first. I don't see, just because the older white lady always gets to the same spot, she didn't get there first that day. So I don't see why she was like obligated to have that space, like why they were trying to cater to her. I do think it was excessive that they called the police over something like this on an older woman. Doesn't make any sense. Like, they escalated the situation for no reason, and I think they owe her an apology.
I think they owe her an apology too. And to be honest with you, I don't know how big that organization. You said the YMCA. Man,
yeah, YMCA is a big organization.
I probably would seek legal representation.
Oh no, that's what she's doing. That's what she's doing. She said that, yeah. In her last video, where she actually showed the 3 cop cars, which eventually, when you see the videos, it was 3 individual cops that came in. However, it was actually 5 cops on the scene. And she showed the three vehicles that was parked outside the YMCA. So she said, this is not over. And, she's going to take it a step forward. People have already reached out to the YMCA in regards of that particular franchise, wherever they're at. A lot of people sticking up for her, because it didn't make any sense when she asked you clear, if that's the case, why don't we both move? Why is only me? And if you said there's no assigned seats, you can sit wherever you want to sit. It's first come, first serve. Well, that was the situation with the black lady. She got there first. So now you're playing favoritism with one individual in your class as an instructor when you're not, because that goes against your policies and your rules. So she got a leg to stand on if she really do go that route. Yes.
I think there's going to be more lawsuits in the future from just different situations like this, because like when I'm looking at the tone in the country, you know, with them doing away with CRT, critical race theory, also what we see is going on, taking place with the Smithsonian, what Trump is trying to do is trying to remove a lot of, slavery, slavery history from the Smithsonian. We see what happened with diversity, equity, and inclusion. I just think that this country is going backwards into what we were trying to get away from, like, with Jim Crow and all that kind of stuff. Trump said that, and I understand your situation. I don't want you to speak too much on it, MJ, but and matter of fact, I can just speak on this myself. But yeah, he said that he really had no real knowledge of Project 2025, and when I'm seeing everything rolling out, it just seems like everything is as it was planned and stated in the documents and everything. It just seemed like everything is being rolled out exactly how I read it, and I do see the work that people like Martin Luther King did, and other civil rights leaders. I kind of see it going down the drain a little bit. I don't know, And not only that, I'm always talking about, I have nothing against black conservatives. If you're a black conservative, that's fine. I have nothing against black conservatives. But when it's to the point where you're so extreme where you've lost empathy for your own people, right? That's when I kind of step in and say, what is going on here? Are we that lost, right? Let me ask Jessica, the tone of the country, am I kind of off there, or do you kind of agree with it a little bit as far as like how other races, especially white races, they're getting more bolder, speaking out and saying, hey, we don't care about how you feel about racism. Listen, just get over it. Do you kind of see that tone in the country?
Yeah, I'll definitely say I'm gonna like rewind to over a decade ago. So like I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. It's not in Kansas, but I'm from Kansas City, and I went to undergrad in North Carolina. And I was in school when Obama was president, and I remember a lot of the people who were against him were literally like wilding out in North Carolina at that time. Like I think in Charlotte, they had like what do they call, like an effigy? I can't think of the right word for it, but they had like a likeness of Obama, had him like lynched. Had a noose around his neck, like showing that like he was getting lynched. And there was like and I remember a lot of that stuff happening when I was coming out of high school in 2010 and like the early 2010s, and just like there just seemed to be like a lot of backlash. And I think what we're seeing like today in 2025 has to all do with like Obama being president. Not him, it's not his fault, but there was like a backlash from certain groups of people who didn't want to see this black man run the country, like the most powerful person in the world, basically, the free world.
So you think that was like it was a residual effect, what we're seeing?
Yeah. It was it's not his fault. It's just I think Trump, I can't believe Trump's president. Not trying to get down that, but like the fact that Trump is president right now, and the fact that he's had like all these chances and people are like behind him, and he is just off the rails all the time. I think that is literally a direct correlation with Obama. Like the people who even like voted for Obama, the white people who voted, like I guess the moderates who voted for Obama, they were voting for Trump with like for some reason. I really can't articulate this. I'm really sorry because I'm not a political.
No, actually, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's kind of astounding to see the change that this country has made since like when I was in college, where it seemed like there was hope, and it seemed like we were maybe getting past the point where there was glass ceilings for different groups of people, and now it feels like there's this big fist that's like just pushing down on people and suppressing different groups of people. And like this past week with what you just said with Trump wanting to get rid of the history at the Smithsonian Museum, specifically the African American Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about how bad slavery is. I don't think people know how bad slavery was.
Oh,
I don't, and I'm
Speak on it. Come on.
No captivity.
Oh my God.
It's honestly, if you really read about like what these enslaved people were going through, your stomach would turn. You probably like, I don't know if you've ever been to a plantation before. But I've gone to, it's unsettling. It's really unsettling. And then when you finally, or when you like learn about the daily life of like the enslaved person on the plantation, and you're like, wow, they were feeding these babies to alligators, and they were living in these swamplands. Like I went to a plantation in Charleston. This is probably about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know how bad slavery is because like I've read a lot of books growing up. Like my parents like made me read books about the subject matter, but like just to like be there on a plantation and to actually see the slave cabins that they had to live in, that people were still living in up until like the 1980s on certain plantations, or on the plantation that I was on. It's just, it's really
kind of brings it into perspective, huh?
Yeah, and then also when you really think about how we're really not that far removed from that, because I actually had posted, I'm sorry I'm talking so much.
No, but, actually this is good.
Yeah. So on Juneteenth this year, I actually had posted a video on my TikTok. I ended up like changing the privacy because it started getting like really negative. But I was talking about, I made a video about how like I knew two of my great grandparents. I knew my great grandmother who lived in Polk County. Like I had met her, and her grandparents were like enslaved. Yeah. And I made a video about like, wow, that's really cool how we've come a long way so far, but we're still like really connected to this era of our country. And people didn't like that. They didn't like that I brought it up. Once again, certain groups of people did not like that I brought up that I knew my great grandparents and they were talking to, their grandparents who were enslaved, and like how we still have like this residual trauma that's like passed down. I'm sorry if I'm getting like off subject, but what I'm saying is that we are in a bad place right now in the year 2025. Our president does not care about anyone except for rich people.
And it's like a slap in the face to your elders, to your foremothers and forefathers and ancestors and stuff, right?
It is. It is. Like women's rights are being taken away. Black people's rights they're trying to take them away. It's honestly really disgusting to see this. And I have to get back to the mumble rap. Getting back to the mumble rap, that is why that young person needs to see like the bigger picture, because there are bigger issues right now than mumble rap. Yeah, than mumble rap. And when you like trivialize racism and into something like that it just doesn't make any sense. And then I feel like people are more apt to like just not take what you have to say seriously when you're calling like everything racist. Like we need to focus on like what's important right now, and there's like a lot of serious things happening in this country right now.
Most definitely, man. That was very well put. MJ, not so much on the political side, but just in general, do you think a lot of people are being desensitized when it comes to racism in America?
People are being desensitized, period. People are being desensitized from what is disrespect, what is considered respect, what is having class, what is being classless, what is having morals, what is having integrity, so on and so on. I wouldn't put it past me that people will be desensitized when it comes down to talks of racism, discrimination, and of that sort. It's even got to the point where people, even us as a Black community, are also tired of speaking of it, referencing it as a victim mentality mindset,
Yeah.
on expressing the things that happen, keep on having the conversation, keep on acknowledging that the certain things that happened 30, 40 plus years ago is still actually happening today, and it's just going under another name, right? So yes, to answer your question, people are desensitized from it, and they're going to have their different reasons why, like I wouldn't say that it's only necessarily other races or other groups of races who don't want to talk about it due to said whatever. It's a victim mentality. You just want to just blame somebody else. It's a form of being narcissistic and stuff like that. I mean, newsflash, I'm going to tell you something. 20% of our adult population in the United States are narcissists.
Damn.
Deal with it.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing I hate. Before we move on, I just hate when people say, especially our own people, Black people, when they say, "Well, you didn't experience slavery, so why do you care so much? Just leave it alone." Or, go ahead, Jessica.
Sorry. I feel like it's also important to recognize that Black people don't all come from the same places. And I think that's something that we're coming across right now with how Black people view this country. Like for me, I'm like African American, like I'm a Black American, so I feel like I view the United States a certain way. But down here in Florida, we have Haitians, Jamaicans,
right,
like Black people from basically everywhere, Nigeria, the diaspora, and I feel like there sometimes are how do I say this?
Disconnected or something?
Yes, people don't know Black Americans' history, so I feel like I can say this actually because my friend, she's Nigerian. I had talked to her about this because I didn't understand like what the disconnect was, not with her, but she was like, yeah, like my family, I had to check them about like calling Black Americans lazy. So I think that's like a mindset with like certain immigrant groups, unfortunately, because I feel like they're trying to assimilate. And when you come to the US, when you assimilate, you see who's at the top and you see who's at the bottom. And if you see that Black Americans are at the bottom, you're going to, I guess, assume that they're lazy or just not working hard enough. Because if you see like, oh, I'm Black or I have brown skin and I've been able to, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer or whatever. You're like, what's your problem? You're lazy. But I don't think it's as simple as that. And I just wish that we could all come to an understanding and learn like the true history of the US and especially Black people in the US. And I just think that that's kind of like where a disconnect is happening in the Black community right now because we're all grouped together because of our, we're descendants from we are descendants of Africans in some way, but we just have different cultures, and I think we need to listen to each other so we can understand each other better.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of Black Americans have started to delineate from other dark-skinned people that might have migrated over here from different parts of the world because of the stereotypes that they bring over. And let's just be honest with you, it could seem outright disrespectful, I mean, let's not even get. You said Nigeria, we not so much on your friend, but let's not talk about what actually takes place in some of those places that they come from. I mean, I could take another 30 minutes as far as the degeneracy. I mean, I'm just saying, like, when they speak on Black Americans, let's not do that,
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I have Haitian friends down here that I've met, and I've had to explain to them, like, you know, that's not okay to say, or they've like told me that like they're getting better, but they've told me that they had to explain to their parents to stop saying stuff about Black Americans.
Yeah.
But I just, like I said before, I think if we all come to an understanding that we are fighting within the Black group is not helping anything, and if we can learn and talk to each other and say, okay, this is the powers that be trying to pit different groups of Black people against each other, or even poor people against other poor people, then I think we'll better be able to like move forward in this country.
That was good. Both of y'all was cooking. So we're gonna go to. I'm going to switch it up. We're going to go to the main topic right now, and then we'll get to the rest if we can. So this is the video I'm going to show. This is y'all heard of Mama D, right? Mama D from Love and Hip Hop, Lil Scrappy's mom. So this is Lil Scrappy's daughter talking about Mama D and how she feels like Mama D is responsible. She semi-failed raising him. How Mama D semi-failed raising him. And Mama D also, she responded. Here we go.
And these mamas, these boy mamas, stop treating, like, y'all, I always say this, I be feeling like my granny semi-failed with my dad, because sometimes my dad be thinking he the prize and he's not. Like, sorry, Dad. But, like, I feel like my granny raised him with, like, well, my dad was raised by his father, too. So my dad is a gentleman. My dad opened the door, he do all that. But I feel like a lot of moms baby their son. Stop babying your son, because you're babying him and then he goes out in the real world expecting for us women to baby him. And I'm not babying no man. So my daddy raised me, have your own, and when a man come on, he should be an add-on. And if he can't add on, then he got to get the hell on. Period. And I feel like a lot of moms enable their sons. No, you cannot enable them. You really cannot. Teach them how to clean, just like you taught your daughter how to clean. Teach them to take out the trash. Teach them. Another thing I see in a lot of Black community, a lot of Black moms be having their son sitting down while their daughter cleaning up the kitchen. What type of stupid, ignorant junk is that? You don't think when he live on his own, he got to clean up too? And these mamas.
So that was Lil Scrappy's daughter speaking about Lil Scrappy's mom and how she is a big part of the blame on why I guess Lil Scrappy's kind of entitled or whatever.
And these mamas.
So this is Lil Scrappy's mom. She posted a reply. She said, "I'm going to say this. You can teach your children what they need once they get grown. They do what the hell they want to do, and there's nothing that parents can do when their grown-ass kids leave their house. Nothing but pray and hope they do use the things that they taught to them in their homes when they were younger for them to do. If they do not do it, there's nothing a parent can do, and in that order." That was Mama D. So my question is, and you guys can, comment on the video that we've seen too. My question is, how much of the dysfunction and shout out to DJ Hemp in the building too. Shout out to you, DJ Hemp.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to my ARC, man. How much of the dysfunction we experience in our lives is caused by our parents? Describe how much in percentage, and then elaborate. Go. I'm gonna let MJ go first, and then you can go.
All right. I will say a good 25%. And the reason
that's kind of low, real low. Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because it's more like foundation, right? Mm-hmm. The foundation that you're instilled with can be negative or positive. And if you are not in the process of unpacking that and removing that and doing better, this is why I say the 75% is literally led on the individual. Mm-hmm. I've known people who had horrible situations, Mom strung out on drugs, father not there, father in the gangs and all that stuff like that. I know people like that. And right now, what are they? They're master social workers with their own practice. They're business owners. They're music producers. They're in real estate. They're completely different than what their parents are. And they will sit up there and tell you, yeah, my parent, I love them to death, but they did a lot of wild, crazy stuff, I didn't get the right training to do certain things. Things that I thought was cool or acceptable really wasn't acceptable, you know? So I will say, yeah, the foundation is hard, right? Because those are habits that took years to create in someone and them believing in their own perspective that this is the way how you're supposed to operate. This is how I operate in my house. This was okay in my house. And then you get a rude awakening when you realize that certain things that is okay in your house is not okay outside. That's why they have that saying, right? Learn, don't let the world hit you in your ass and stuff like that. Let me beat your ass so the world won't beat your ass. That was a
Yeah.
saying back then. That's why, right? Because there's certain things that you're going to develop in your home. You're going to develop between the parent to child relationship that might necessarily correlate with anybody else outside or how they raise their children, right? Now, to point on that video, I understand where she was coming from, but she's out of line. At the end of the day, that's your grandmother, and it's sad that you was born in a situation where you seen your father, your own father, even though you called him out, saying that he was being coddled and he don't know how to act and he don't got no act right. But you have seen your father numerous times over the course of 8 to 10 years disrespect not only your mother, but also disrespect his own mom. And for you to come out and do it in that way, in that manner, that's why I will also say, yeah, 25%, most definitely.
25%. I was kind of surprised by that. Shout out to Super Chat. Shout out to DJ Hemp from This Might Be Risky for the $5 super cap. Thank you, bro. He said, all praises to the Most High.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to you, Hemp. Thank you, man. Always good to see my brother stop by. I appreciate you, bro. And also, shout out to Miss Jalen in the building, too. I see you, Miss Jalen. Great to see you. And also, shout out to everybody else that came through. Who is that? That's Miss Jalen said that girl was out of place. Yeah, she's agreeing with you, MJ. And shout out to Bruce's Loose and Cassandra B in the building too as well. What do you think, Jessica? Let me ask the question again. Let me see. How much of the dysfunction we experience in our lives is caused by our parents? Describe how much in percentage and elaborate.
Percentage wise, I actually have to agree with MJ. I feel like, your parents set your foundation for how you view the world, interact with people, like that type of thing. But when you become an adult and move out of the house, you have the choice to say, I didn't like that, and I'm not going to continue to live my life this way. But I also, I do think that some people, just because of how their brains are wired, are more apt to continue to live in that way, and they'll continue to use that as a crutch. Well, I can't help how I talk to people. My mom talked to people this way, and this is just how I do things. That's just how they're going to continue to live their life. And unfortunately, your foundation is very important. So I feel like, that's why being a parent, you have to remember like what you're doing now. Like I had to bringing up my son again, like the way I speak to him, I always have to remember to speak life into him and be positive, because one day he's going to grow up and be like, my mommy said this about me and she said I couldn't do that. I don't want him to say that. So I try to be positive with him. And unfortunately, people throughout their lives are going to use that as a kind of a crutch to say that this is just how I am and this is just how I do things.
So I disagree with both of y'all.
All right, go ahead.
If I was to give a percentage, I would say about. Before I give my percentage, I'm gonna say this: what MJ said is true. There are success stories, right? There are people that have, defied the odds, should I say? But I will say I don't think that a large percentage of people actually defy those type of odds, especially with poor parenting. I don't think so. And I think that if I was to give a percentage, I would say parents actually contribute probably 75% to a person's dysfunction. I because think about it. There are grown adults that still to this day suffer from arrested development. They need therapy. Like they need answers. They don't know how to. They're dysfunctional in a relationship. Have y'all been paying attention? What's been going on like the past 5 years? Like people can't get it together. Like we've been having conversations on why there's so many broken homes and single parent homes and now they're just flat up giving up on marriage. They're saying marriage is not worth it. They saying F them kids. Think about it. Right? And I do believe in generational curses. I do. I believe in generational curses. And Taru said, yeah, child abuse, well, that's a little more extreme. Well, not really, because I used to get my ass whooped. I don't know about y'all. I do look at corporal punishment. That's another thing. I even look at corporal punishment differently now. I used to think when I was younger, ass whooping was regular. I thought, okay, that's what's supposed to happen, especially growing up in the hood. You're supposed to, if you do something your parents told you not to do, you're supposed to get I look at that totally different too. Think about all of the ass whoopings that was handed out. I'm talking about brutal, like belts and extension cords and switches. Now, I know that didn't happen in every household. All I'm saying is, I think that y'all kind of watered down the effects of like parenthood. Okay,
I see what you're saying because I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I see what you're saying though, because I wasn't thinking about sexual abuse, but that is obviously extreme and that can affect your entire life. Parents do play a big role in just how you view everything. Like I said before, how you view the world, how you treat people, how you speak to yourself, and you're also kids who are born into extreme poverty. That's something that unfortunately that you do put your children into if you are kind of facing, I guess, socioeconomic issues. I think that's not setting them up for success if children aren't growing up in the right environment, which I'm going to change what I have to say. I do think maybe I'm going to say 50-50. I'm not going to say 75 because I still think you have a choice with how you approach life. But I do think it's maybe 50-50 if you're bringing in like sexual abuse and like extreme physical abuse, mental abuse and things like that.
Oh, what are you going to say, MJ?
I was gonna say my 25% was on the basis of not those type of situations. Now, with those type of situations, I would definitely say that it would be over 50%. That a lot of the times that these kids that have been sexually assaulted, exploited, human trafficked, forced or coerced to engage in criminal activity, any forms of organization and stuff, I will say that a lot of that would have to do with their environment, aka what's going on in the household and who's in the household, right? But if go according to what we were just going and reviewing, what his own daughter was talking about. What his own daughter was talking about is pretty much him acting like a diva. Even that's what she was saying. She was calling her father a diva. He's a diva. He thinks that everything gotta be his way. Everything gotta go his way. Everything, the whole world stops for him. Everybody gotta stop and shake and move when he needs it to happen. That's why I was saying in that situation it would be like a 25% because of the simple fact he has chose to operate in that way. And I do believe that's something that he did learn from his mom, because we have seen how his mom, how she moved over the years. We've been privy to that information. So, yeah, I would say for that, I would be like 25%. And then you got to also take into consideration too, Freezy. There is kids who have been set up for life and they still fuck it up. Even to the point when even to the point where psychology had to create a new term called affluenza, off of the case back in 2001, 2002 about the teenager who killed 5 other teens, drove the car and killed them, and they said because he lived a life of wealth and riches and he never was told no by his parents, everything was his way. His lawyer created the whole term affluenza, and that's how he was able to get off, where he was supposed to get I guess probation for like maybe 2 years and 3 years. And then what did the mom do? As soon as he got off and she got him home, she literally clipped his I guess the tracker on the foot. She clipped it and they ran off to a whole different new country. He and her have not been back since. So like I said, even within the best situations, the best circumstance, children will decide what they want to do.
I agree with that. But even just taking the extreme situations off the table, like sexual abuse and all that kind of stuff, people would be surprised even how much not physical abuse, but verbal abuse could affect a child. Like my mom used to cuss at me all the time. She used to say MF'er and all that, and I thought it was just regular. I thought it was just what we do, But you grow up to understand how much that stuff really affected you. Like it took me a while to, I'm still trying to stop cussing. I think I did a good job doing this live stream.
No Cap-tivity.
But I will say this, at some point in time, you can't use it as an excuse. Like, I don't want to use this segment for people to just say, oh, yes, well, I'm never going to get right. Nah, I don't want people to do that, right? But I do think it is pertinent that people actually are able to zero in on the root cause. Like, okay, I've been avoiding therapy for a long time, right? I just started therapy like last year. In my 40s, I just started mental health therapy. Dudes from the hood don't go to therapy. That's just a no-no. We don't do that. We too tough. We don't need therapy, We tough, But once I went to therapy, guess what? Talking to my therapist, he said, most of the time, it always go back to the parents. That's what my therapist told me. He said, most of the time, it's something in your childhood that created these triggers. Now, it might not have been something extreme, like we said, sexual abuse or something. But I think we kind of underestimate the effects of just forms of neglect, you know, or what else? Like, you know, as a child, we grow up watching TV and we see how the Huxtable kids was so validated. They was validated, and you know, Claire talked to the kids, and then when you reflect back on your personal life, you're not getting that. So now you're starting to, you know, because think about it, kids compare themselves with other families all the time, right? We used to do that. I know I used to do that. I used to be like, dang, you know, why don't I get that, you know? And so it did kind of have an effect on me. And it could play on your self-esteem, right? It could play on your confidence. And think about it, man. The way we're supposed to be raised to be able to be functional in families, in marriages, to be good husbands, good wives and stuff. And I think that the parental breakdown is a huge reason why society is so dysfunctional. Parents are getting younger and younger. Like, you know, I mean, think about it. Like, people.
Now, come on now, crazy.
But I'm just saying, think about it. Women are being grandmothers in their 30s now.
Freezy, women.
Our grandmothers used to be 60 years old, 70 years old.
Freezy. History would tell you women were being mothers at the age of 13, 14,
That's
and
true.
15. And less. So we gotta take that. We had young mothers, we had middle-aged mothers. I would say pretty much.
It was a little different than back then, though, too. There was more structure, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Think about it, though. You know, it was a more structure. A 15-year-old mother now is totally different. It's like dropping this kid in a damn war zone. They don't know what to do because 9 times out of 10 they didn't have the correct guidance. You know. And then another thing is this, MJ. Back then, mothers and grandmothers, they was okay with being babysitters. Man, listen, my homeboys and my cousins and stuff, they complain that their family don't like to babysit. People don't like to babysit no more. You know, back then we used to have godmothers. Do they even still have godmothers now?
Yes, I'm a godmother.
Do you keep your god kids?
No, but I'm in contact with my godson because his mom is still alive. But I'm in contact with my godson all the time. He actually just graduated from college this summer, which I actually attend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me give
No Cap-tivity.
Big no cap on that one right there. What did you want to say something, Jessica? What do you think about what I said? Am I kind of off, Jessica?
I don't think you're off. I agree with what you had to say.
Yeah. So, the reason why I thought this was an important topic is because what made me think about it just from talking to a lot of adults, and maybe you guys have experienced this too. People are getting weirder and weirder. Like, people are getting weird. Like, they just like values are going out the window, and just regular reasoning, you know? And you kind of wonder, where is this coming from, right? And like me being in therapy, I was like, oh yeah, it's a parental breakdown, you know? And I think what needs to happen is we need more structure when it comes to parenting, and we need more programs that actually can prepare younger adults for correct, because it seems like look at YouTube. young ladies, you two young ladies, you know, seems like you guys are great parents, you know, but I'm pretty sure you guys aren't part of the majority. I'm just saying. I don't think y'all are part of the majority. I don't think so. Mm-mm.
So you think the majority are bad moms?
I think the majority are inadequate parents, moms and dads. So, because I'm speaking about parents. I'm just saying moms and dads. I don't think they just was ready. I think that a lot of people do feel like they've given up a big part of their life too early, and they wasn't prepared for this huge responsibility of shaping a whole other adult. I mean, not adult, but person. Right? That's a big responsibility. Because you could be raising the next president, or you could be raising the next serial killer, or we know everything in between. I'm just saying.
That's extreme.
Well, you know, I try to use two extremes on purpose, but
Yeah.
but I just think that we need to get back to understanding that being a parent is, to me, is way more important than being the president of the United States. I think so. I think because we are shaping our communities, we are shaping the nation, right? As parents, and I think people need to start seeing it like that. Back in the day, at one point in time, when there was more of a community type sense or whatever, people looked at it like that. People looked at it like, you know, the community is all we got. This is the foundation of, and still there are other cultures that still look at it like that, you know, like small hats and.
Breezy, can you bring me down for a moment real quick?
Yeah, no problem, no
I'll
problem.
be right back.
No problem.
Thank
And you know, some Asian cultures, you know, and but not too much more though. I just think in the West, like westernized culture, it just became so willy-nilly, you know.
It's also a very individualized culture, like in the Western culture. I don't think there's like there's not an emphasis on like family and community. It's all about yourself. Mm-hmm.
Facts. And then look at what parent, you're a parent, right? Look at what you have to fight against. You got to fight against social media, their peers. I know you think about that all the time. Like, you know, what are they looking at? Your kids got smartphones yet?
My son has an iPad.
You don't think about sometimes, what is he watching on his iPad? You ever wondered?
No, I have it blocked. Like,
okay, good.
Yeah, like I have like parental, like the guides, so he can't be on his iPad after a certain time. He can't be on it before a certain time. He can't download anything that's like
what is that? It shut off or something?
It stops
for
working.
real?
He gets mad, but I'm like, I don't like him on the iPad too long. And then he likes YouTube. I don't know how he got into YouTube, but I have to like monitor that too. But there's just like so much on the internet right now, and I don't want him to watch the wrong things. Like there's these two families on YouTube that have they're just like vloggers, and I see he compares himself to this family because they're always going on trips, and they're always doing like, they have like a lot of like big toys, they have a huge house. And he said to me the other day, he's like, "Mommy, I want to fly in first class. Like, why are they going to Hawaii?" I'm like, "You don't even know what Hawaii is." But he's like looking at other people. He's looking at other people's lives and like comparing his life to theirs. And I personally don't feel like social media is good for young kids. And I don't want him to be on it. I don't even want him to be on YouTube, honestly.
Yeah, because think about it, man. Social media damn near ain't good for me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
bad for your mental health.
Especially your mental health. And then, you know, look social media, let's look at it for what it really is. It's about, social media is, it's a lot of validation that, you know, you're trying to get likes from people, you're trying to get views, trying to get as much engagement as possible. You kind of, if you're not mature enough, if your peers or somebody you don't know is getting more engagement than you, it just seems like, it makes it seem like they're more, social media will make you seem less important than, it'll give you just this this false sense of self. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can have a mind FUCK on you, whatever.
It can definitely, like, if you, especially like for me, like I'm in a field that's like highly visible, like with being in like TV journalism, and it's hard sometimes when I see other people, they'll get like, I don't know, 700 likes or like 1,000 likes on a post, and I'm like, man, I'm only getting 80. Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with the way I look or the way I'm speaking or the way I'm like presenting? But I always had to remind myself to not compare myself to those people, because at the end of the day, it's not really that important when you think about it, because the people on the internet don't really know you anyway. You have to think about the people who know you in real life, your friends, your family, and like how they're fulfilling your life, and not these people that you don't even really know on the internet.
Yeah, shout out to Jessica.
I go through that like every other day to remind myself, but it's difficult.
You have to remind yourself all the time on social media. Right? Sometimes I be looking at social media like it might be a little witchcraft or something, because it'll possess you a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah. MJ don't seem like she be looking like she don't give a damn. When she be on stage. So MJ, what do you think? Do you think social media can have an effect on even adults with their self-esteem and confidence and
absolutely.
Why do you think it has such an effect on even adults? Because Jessica brought up, we was talking about kids and how it can be very hard on kids. I know you agree with that, how it can be harder, because Jessica says she has a restriction on her child's tablet, and I think I remember you saying you have restrictions too on your.
Yep, absolutely. Anything, my son cannot download anything to his phone unless I get the message and I approve it. He can't download a damn thing. And I know his whereabouts. I know where he's going. I got a tracker on his phone. Yeah. So, these are the things that you're going to have to do. These kids, Freezy, me and you, I think we're around the same age.
Yeah.
When we were sitting up watching things at night that we wasn't supposed to be watching.
Hey, hold on, man. Wait.
Watching that, what is it? What was it called back then? That HBO show?
HBO After Dark.
Real Smack 2012 or Real Sex 15 and all that stuff, right? The
Cinemax.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So there was a reason. There was a reason behind that. When kids want to get into something, they're going to get into something. We should know that, right? And luckily, we're in an era where we understand that. So if we want to do, be a little bit more involved, which we all should as parents, you're more involved. So I do agree. A lot of parents are lacking in being involved the way that they should, not only because society has moved in a trajectory where parents can't be full-time parents, is also a part of what they want to do too. So
y'all don't think like kids are getting more hypersexual too? Like even with the dresses and everything, like how they dress. I think kids are getting more hypersexual and everything,
No. Kids were like, I mean, we had a whole teen pregnancy epidemic, right? We had a whole era, whole generation of kids that was born from teenage parents. So I don't think kids are being more hypersexualized. I just think that before, when they used to go and lie to their parents and tell them they're going over their friend's house and they spending the night, when they're really changing their clothes and they about to go clubbing, that is literally just being done out in the open. There's no hope. There's no like, oh, I'm scared of what my mom or what my father's going to say. Nobody's going to chastise me if I walk out the house looking a certain type of way. Nobody's
Right.
going to address me. They're going. So that's what's happening. That really, there
Okay.
used to be a pushback where kids had to be even more sneakier. Kids don't have to be sneaky. They're out in the open. They can have all type of conversations with their parents now. Before, you wasn't having the schmecks talk or all that stuff like that until a certain age. They wasn't even real. They wouldn't even recognize you feeling something down. You feeling something down there? What you talk about? You feeling something down there? That means your butt dirty. You need to go wash up. That's what they would say, right? When you wanted to have that conversation. Now you got parents that will sit up there and having whole little like little group powwows talking about their sexual experiences with their children. I think the barriers have went away for certain things.
That was an excellent segment. We're gonna move on. So this is, y'all know who Bryson Tiller is, right? He's a singer. Bryson Tiller just recently sat down and on an interview, and he made a comment that really surprised me. And I'm gonna let y'all hear what he had to say. Here we go.
I really only do it to feed my family and take care of people, bro.
So he's talking about, him being an artist, him singing.
Like being an artist right now, and it took me a long time to really get my money right and figure shit out, and how now I'm straight and my family's straight. But for a minute, I was like really struggling there, like trying to get it back and figure out what the hell I was gonna do. But like, if I could, if somebody called me, if Drake called me tomorrow and said, "Hey, bro, like, just write for me for the rest of, whoever, Chris, just write for me," or all these people, like, I would stop being an artist right away. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on the game right now. I've been studying game design for like 5 years, and granted, I'm not doing it really for the money, but like the moment I have some success in something else that can feed my family the same way I'm feeding my family right now and take care of the people, I'm done being an artist. I really only do it to feed my family and take care of people, bro. Like being an artist, right?
So when I heard Bryson Tiller say that, I was like kind of surprised, because Bryson Tiller today is one of my favorite singers. Like this, I think he has a great voice, right? And I think he's super talented. And the way he was expressing himself about the business that he's in and how he's an artist, because a lot of people that have that type of talent, most people don't make it to where he's at. Most people, they're not fortunate enough to actually be on the level he's on when it comes to music entertainment. So my question is this: do you think most people operate from a space of just existing just to make ends meet? And more specifically, do you think most relationships are like that? I'm going to start with Jessica, and I'm going to ask a question one more time, because I know it's a loaded question. You think most people operate from a space of existing, just merely existing, just to make ends meet? And when we're in relationships, do you think most people operate in relationships the same way? Not really, Go ahead.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
No Cap-tivity.
That was quick. So why do you think most people operate like that? And I mean, that's a little depressing, isn't it?
I mean, for making ends meet, I feel like you got to do what you got to do to pay your bills and to survive. So I feel like that's a little different than the relationship situation.
That was a good point.
Yeah, so like I would say, like, relationship wise, I've definitely talked to I'm divorced, by the way. So
Okay.
my son is in a single parent household, but I'm divorced, and going on dates with like other divorced men, I'm like, oh, like why did you get married? Oh, just because I thought it was right. I'm like, oh, that's why you got married? Like you made a decision that's like life altering just because you're with that person at the time, or just because that seemed like the right thing to do. But that's like an answer I get a lot. Or I have friends who are like unhappy marriages, and I'm like, well, why are you still together? Oh, well, I have nothing else to do. Like we have our accounts tied together, or we have too many shared things, or we have children, we're trying to stay together until our children get 18. So I feel like people are I think people are afraid to make changes, even though getting married, or I'm talking about marriage just because I was married, but getting married is like a huge life decision, and I don't think people take it seriously enough. But I think like once you are married, I think people get comfortable, and I think people are like afraid to make the necessary changes for their life because they're afraid of what other people are going to have to say about those decisions. But I think because of that, um, some people, I'm not saying every married couple is unhappy. That's not true. Like there are happily married couples, but the ones who aren't happy, I just think that they are just kind of living, like they're existing. They're going to work. They're maybe the the wife and the husband aren't sleeping in the same bed, or they don't talk to each other, and they're just kind of getting through the day and getting their kids through their activities in school. But I just don't think that's like a great way to live. I think unfortunately like a lot of people are living like that.
What do you say, MJ? You think most people operate from a space of existing just to make ends meet, and you think most of their relationships are the same way?
Yes. Yes. To both questions. Because let's be perfectly clear. Most people cannot live to make ends meet. Most people don't have that luxury where they're not living from paycheck to paycheck, whatever hustle they might have. A lot of people are not in that situation where they like, I don't actually have to get up out of my bed and work today because I got money coming in, more than enough money coming in to keep and sustain whatever's going in, And even individuals who can do that, they eventually know that they have to keep up on a certain level to keep maintaining that money to come in, right? It's not just, oh, I don't have to ever worry about that anymore. That's a very small percentage of people who have to worry about that. And then when it comes down to the relationship part, well, I always talk about it, Freezy. There's only 3 types of relationships between men and women. It's the relationship of lust, the relationship of utility, and the relationship of kindred spirit. As of right now, since romantic love started back in the 1900s, we have been trying out marriage for romance, tingling feelings. I like you, you like me, all that stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Marriage back then was about utility, survival. Some people was, smashing for lust. That's just what it is. So truly, yes, people are with each other to sustain and keep their head above the water. We actually come from that history of why people banded together. So that's why I say yes. I wouldn't think it would ever stray away. It's just something that's a part of, our society, really, and many other societies. I wouldn't just necessarily say this is just an American thing, that, there's not that much pressure to be worrying about romantic love and what is the reason why behind you need to be in union. For some people, especially the more religious people, it's duty according to their religion, according to God. So that's why I would say yes and yes.
I don't think that most people are doing what they actually want to do, or what's in their like real heart's desire, what's in their actual DNA to do. I think most people are doing what other people want them to do. I think most people are searching for other people's validation. Like, even, I think that's even where we go wrong in relationships. Think about it. Like, we want our significant others to make us feel special. That's why we have Valentine's Day, and we have, you know, all of these superficial holidays and stuff, because I don't think most people operate in this space to where they're actually secure within themselves. Like, even with this channel, right? This channel, I made a decision just this past week. I said, you know what? Because I'm real Bible-based. I'm a real Bible-based person. And, you know, like, I really do love God. And for a long time, I used to, you know, what do I want to say? I implemented like scripture and stuff in my live stream at the end. You know, it was like a quick live stream at the end. But I always felt like, man, if I go full throttle, people gonna think that stuff corny. They're not gonna listen, and you know, just gonna tune off. They're gonna go somewhere else, or whatever. But this past week, especially because of a conversation I had on the Discord, I was like, you're right, man. Bump it. Like, I'm just gonna do what's in my desire. And I think most people, when they, especially pertaining to relationships, when most people get into relationships, a lot of times it starts off superficial, and that superficiality lingers. It lingers. Yeah, you know, you're gonna have sex, and from the sex, it feels like you're attached more to the person. And it just feels like, it feels right because, you know, you're mine and I'm yours and we had sex, you know? And, but I don't think most people get together on a real agreeable basis to where they actually did the work and say, hey, you know, we have a lot in common, like, you know, just core values. I don't think people really look that deeply into like relationships either. I don't think people like really are strict about core values and things of the such. Or even furthermore, the other person might have tricked you into thinking, yeah, I believe that way. Yeah, I believe just like you. You know, just to get into the draws or something, or, you know, just to, you know, be, you know, attached to you or something, connected with you or something like that. But I think that it is possible for us to have more of an enriched life. I think it's possible for humans to have more of an enriched life if we take on more of a personal responsibility to not only protect ourselves, but to stop caring about how other people view us and all that kind of stuff, and really, really harness what's really inside of you, what really gets you going, what brightens you, you know what I'm saying, what makes you glow. And I just think that we need to harness that, and we need to, we need to grab hold to that, you know, and don't let it go just for the fear of being judged or something like that. But as far as like working and making a living, I agree with both of you. That's just life. You know, we got to make money. You're not going to always, you know, get the perfect job. You're not going to always get the perfect position or whatnot, because a lot of times this working society, it kind of dictates, you know, where you're going to be placed sometimes. And then you kind of got to work your way up to whatever you want, the position you want or whatever. It's just like a working process. But as far as relationships, I do think that's our fault. I think relationship I think a lot of our relationships in that has not worked out is our fault. Cause we just what is it called? We settled. I think we settled too much. We settled too much. Think about it, guys. We only got one life to live. Don't let anybody cheat you out of that one life God gave you. And think about how mad. I don't even gotta ask y'all. Think about how angry you were at yourself when it didn't work out. Like, why did I let myself go through this? How did I find myself in this situation? How? And then we instantaneously do what? We go to reevaluate what we could have did and what we went wrong. What did I do? What's going, And then, of course, because of life's experiences, when you know better, you do better. But that goes back to the parents thing, but we ain't going to visit that conversation again, But I'm just saying, like, I think that the two-part question, I agree that it's more expected in the job, right? Or how we make our money, how we make a living. But I do think we have more of a control on how we curate our personal relationships. I do think that. And I just think we just got to start standing up for ourselves and stop accepting bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like intimate relationships and just regular friendships, people who are around you and all that kind of stuff, right? Like me, I'm guilty. I want people to like me. I want to be likable, you know what I'm saying? I want 1,000 people watching me right now. You think I don't? I want 2,000 people watching me right now. If I took all my clothes off and got naked, it'd probably be 500 at least, I'm just saying. But I'm not willing to do that. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not willing to just compromise my integrity. And I think a lot of times we do, compromise is somewhat a part of life, but at the same time, man, not to the extent where we jeopardize who we really are and what we really want out of life. What do y'all think about what I just said, man? I know I just said a lot.
I agree with the not settling and, only having one life to live. And for me, going back to like my divorce, like I've been divorced over 2 years now. And like the catalyst for that was my grandma dying in 2021. And I was like in this unhappy marriage, and I love both my grandparents. They were married over 50 years, but they did not have a happy marriage. Like it was like they were just like coexisting.
Mine too.
Yeah. And I was like, I remember thinking, I was like going through a lot when my grandma had died because we were like really close. And I was thinking, man, do I want to live my entire life just coexisting with this man who we don't align with anything? We got married young, and me growing up in church, like my dad he was a pastor of a church. Like I'm a preacher's kid. So I was very worried and concerned about, I was like, oh, what are people at church going to think about this? Like my parents are still married. Even though my grandparents weren't like, they didn't have the best relationship. Like they were married over 50 years. I'm like, now I'm going to be married 5 years and divorced. Like what is everyone going to say? But I had to like get that out of my head and think, okay, Jessica, like you literally have one life to live. Your grandma just died. Like, that you are on, time is eventually going to run out for you. And it's like, do you want to, like, on your deathbed, think about like, oh, I did this because such and such down the street was talking bad about me in my divorce, or it's like, do you want to feel like that, or do you want to be like actually happy in your life and kind of move forward? And I had to like come to that point where I just didn't care what people thought, and I still struggle with it. It's like hard to not think or to not worry about what other people think, but I've like definitely gotten a lot better with it. And I think like once you operate in a space where you don't really care what people think, like you'll be a lot happier.
What do you think, MJ?
I mean, I understand what you meant and what you were stating. I think it's how can I put this? I want to put this in the best way possible. Yes, I do think we do have more choice when it comes down to how we're going to set up our relationships, as in friendships, as in actual intimate relationship, marriage. We do have more leeway to, create what type of environment we want to be in those particular type of friendships, right? Or relationships. Whether or not if we're messing up, yes, I think we are, but it's the reason is because a lot of people have their own particular way of how things are supposed to look, and then the basic things that actually bring said individuals together. Later on down the road, you realize everything else that you wasn't paying attention to, right? Not just having good times by going out, buying each other gifts and stuff like that, to make them feel special and stroke their egos and, looks or sexual proudness. When all of that goes to the side, when we start thinking about the other things, there's no compatibility. Just like what Jessica said, there's no compatibility whatsoever. And no, I don't think that you should quote unquote suffer it out per se, even though that's what some people think, like, well, since you chose, you're supposed to suffer it out. It is what it is. No, if you have that option where you can put yourself or even put that other person in a better situation, why not? You do have one life. And I'm telling you, we have to get out this mindset that the suffering that we have that's worldly, you're going to be in a way rewarded at the end of the day from God. That's not what that is, right? The reward that you're going to get from God is when you are following his rules, you're following his order, you're living in the life that he wants you to live. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where that reward comes from. But everybody can get to just pop up and say, oh, if you just do this and if you just do that, like somehow, some way, magically, you're going to be rewarded later on. It doesn't happen that way. So I do think that, it's also your responsibility too to do to make sure you're healthy, make sure that you're enjoying this time while you're here, because it's a learning experience, and it's not only just a learning experience for, I guess, how would I say, just being here to do this particular two things and that's it. No, there's so many different learning experiences that's a part of this whole thing called life, and you need to tap into that.
So, yeah, and so here's my thing, right? I think I was speaking more to our initial choice in people. I think we have to be more careful who we align ourselves with initially, right? Because I think we underestimate the rabbit hole that we can actually get into. That rabbit hole can seem never ending. Like, what did I get myself into?
I would say with that, Freezy, I wouldn't say necessarily be, yes, I would say, be cautious, right? Discernment, that's the talk of the town, right? With your initial choices. However, even if it goes right or go wrong, it is what it is. It's going to happen the way that it's going to happen or plan out. Whether if you plan all correctly or whether you didn't plan at all, the results is what's going to be. Now, the issue that we are having most of the time is that a lot of these initial mistakes and things and hiccups that we've doing, people have been doing it for 3 years, have been doing it for 5 years, and has been doing it for 15 years. So at what point does it not become a initial, situation? And when are we admitting that this is actual habit that we are willing to participate?
Well, I mean, break it down more in detail, because we know relationships, right? We're talking about relationships are up and down regardless. You're gonna have some good times, you're gonna have some bad times. I think most people understand that. So what are we talking about? What are the catalysts that would make you say, you know what, I can't do this anymore? Right? Because every relationship has ups and downs. So that's kind of general. But what is that? What necessarily are we talking about? What's like a one of those deal breakers that make you say, nah, I can't keep doing this, you know?
I think one of the biggest deal breaker that you could possibly have is lack of respect. If I had to point it out, what would be one of the biggest things that a relationship is not going to survive or is not going to be fruitful or healthy is lack of respect.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
What kind of lack of respect? Like what, him calling you a name
Well,
or something?
there's so many different ways that you can disrespect a person in a relationship or even a friendship. So I can't really like outline it. I mean, there's so many examples. Like, you know, people feel that cursing is disrespectful, like cursing at each other.
What's your deal breakers? Just name a couple of them.
My biggest one would definitely be disrespect. Definitely. So disrespect is one.
I'm saying, what do you deem as disrespect? That's what I'm asking.
Plethora of things. I mean, I think that cheating is disrespectful. I think vulgar language is disrespectful. I think that what is it? Emotional manipulation is disrespectful. I think not carrying your weight in the relationship is disrespectful. I think having your hand out but not reciprocating is disrespectful, right? I believe that gaslighting is disrespectful. I believe undermining of emotions is disrespectful. I mean, it's a whole list. So that's why I would just say that it all forms from lack of respect. And the lack of respect is not necessarily about the person not knowing. It's about this person is supposed to know you, right? You're supposed to be in a relationship with someone who know you and they're continue to grow to get to know you. So if this person doesn't know that the few basic or the minor basic things that you does not sit well with you, and they continue to do it, and then you tell them about it, like, oh, maybe they forgot, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're having a bad day. I'm giving the grace for this individual. I'm not gonna, lose my cool. But I already addressed you. And then they do it again and again and again and again. That's disrespect because now it's intentional. You're intentionally disrespecting me. You're intentionally not being considerate of my boundaries and what I want and how I want the relationship to function, or you're intentionally undermining me and my feelings. That's all forms of disrespect. So I mean, like I said, it's a long laundry
but all
list
of those things that you named, all of those things doesn't serve equal as far as you just actually saying, hey, I'm out of here, I'm gone. Like all of those things wouldn't necessarily deem like you just skedaddle, right?
It's a buildup.
Who says?
I'm saying you wouldn't leave your man if he called you, like if he called you a name in the heat of an argument, would you?
I think it's a buildup. It's not just like a one instance. Like she mentioned a lot of things, like I would even throw in financial abuse also as being disrespectful, not pulling your weight, cheating. There's like so many ways that you can be disrespectful, and things keep building up, and you're talking to someone about how you don't like the way that you're being treated and they keep doing that, then I think that is a reason to walk away from an intimate relationship.
I'm just saying, I think some things are more severe than others. Like the cheating thing, I think that's across the board. Like, you find out your man cheated with another woman and possibly got her pregnant too. I can understand why you say, hey, you know, I'm out of here. I'm going. I can't do this, you know. But I'm just saying, like, remember we said there's ups and downs in relationships, right? So, I mean, you guys are arguing.
Well,
you know, it's just saying if you guys are arguing and he, you know.
There should be no reason
not just
if you having an argument. Oh, I'm sorry, Jessica. I was just gonna say.
Oh no, I was just I was just saying there's a difference between the argument and like repeated actions. Like to me, it's not just we had an argument, now I'm about to leave. It's like it's someone who keeps doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and just disrespecting you in like just different ways. Like not, I can give personal examples, but I'm not going to go there. But she kind of hit everything on the head, like with the nail. So I think it's just like an accumulation of things, and it's not just one. It's not one argument to say, oh, that's the reason why I left. It's like, no, it's several reasons that just keep piling up.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, MJ?
And also, you're talking about if you're having an argument with your significant other and they call you out your name, right? That's what
they
you're
just
talking
say
about,
they call
Freezy?
you a bitch out of anger. That was their first time.
Okay, maybe first time you address it. Don't you ever do that? But if that happens a second time, that
Jessica
first of all,
like,
it ain't
nah,
gonna be
after
no
that
second
first time, I'm good.
It ain't gonna be no second time. You only got one. Listen, what is it like? Nah, you only got one shot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. So if you do it the one time, and that can't happen again, because like I said, they're gonna continue to do it. It's the same thing if you're in a relationship and you're a guy, and the woman continuously is telling you you a BAN, you a ban, you a this, you this and this and that. No. The one time that she do it and you tell her, don't talk to me like that, don't ever address me like that, you need to dip. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because
there's a difference between a marriage and a relationship, right? Like, do you feel the same way in a marriage?
Yes, I definitely believe it's more important in a marriage than ever in a relationship. Because now you are legally bound or spiritually bound to a person who thinks you are a bitch. How you think that does to that woman's self?
In that moment,
no. How do you really think that does to that wife's self-esteem and how she feels and show up in that household? You really think she got over it? You really think it was just an argument and you got over it? No, that shit is gonna constantly be in the back of her head that the person that I married and I lay up with and I had kids with and I said I do with truly thinks that I'm a bitch. She's gonna think about that for the rest of her life. And the way how she looks at her husband is gonna be different. So no. And mind you, I'm sorry, there's no reason in hell that a husband should be ever calling his wife no female fucking dog. That's retarded. You knew who she was. You married her. You said she was your love of your life. You said that everything was great and perfect. You knew if she was a little crazy. You knew if she got a little twisted. You knew if she got a little snappy sometimes. She get a little attitude. She don't want to cook right away or whatever. Not you knew all those things about her. And you still put a fucking ring on her finger. So there ain't no reason you calling your wife that you went up in front of God and said that you was going to love and take care of to death do his part and all that good stuff and dishonor the union by calling her a bitch. You can't do that. Sorry, there's no excuse.
Did you want to add to that, Jessica?
My phone's actually about to die, so I have to get off the call.
Okay, yeah. Jessica, first off, thank you for actually this was towards the end of the show, but thank you for coming up, Jessica. I'm so glad that you rocked tonight. Before you go, could you please, let them know, your social media. Let the audience know your social media, how they can find you, whatever.
Yeah, my Instagram is _Jessica Ely, so that's _Jessica, and then it's ELEY. And then my TikTok, if you're on TikTok, it's Jessica Ely TV. So that's it.
Shout out to Jessica. She's a true professional, and I really loved your insight. I'm pretty sure the audience did too. And I'm probably going to be reaching out to you whenever your availability is again. Thank you so much, Jessica. And I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you.
Right.
It's nice meeting you, Jessica. Have a good
nice
day.
meeting you. Thank
Shout
you.
out to Jessica.
No Cap-tivity.
Okay, MJ. We got one more video, MJ, and I'm gonna let
One
you
more
go.
video. Let's go, cause you see how red my eyes in. Listen,
And I'm
I've
gonna
been up
let
since-
but MJ, we did good tonight. We only over 2 hours and it's 11:40 something. We got one more video. I just want you to give a quick response, and we out of here. Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
For all you men who stand up men, who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men, and you really on the grind and you really got ambition, man, leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm gonna keep it 100. Over there looking at, oh, she bad. Oh, look at her Instagram. Oh, she a 9, she a 10. No, I'll get you a 5 or a 6 who gonna put some elbow into it and gonna be down for you on some 100. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at you like, why he with her? Don't worry about why I'm with her. Cause she gonna do everything you ain't doing. 100%. That's the new wave we should be on, fellas. Like, man, forget all that how you look when you with your arm around her. Nah, she ain't got no substance to her. It's 2025, y'all. Don't be embarrassed by your chick. Get you one that's gonna get her elbow into it. Like, man, we good on all that other stuff, man. Make her feel like a queen. Her attitude a queen, but these other ones, when they it's all glitz and glamour. It's all shiny. It look all good and when you in the window and it look cool when you out and about. But when it's behind closed doors, man, you miserable as hell.
Because I would hate to be with a man who thought I was a 5 or 6. I got with you. You don't look that great. You're a 5 or you're pretty average, but you put your elbow into. I wish a man would. Like, the fuck are you talking about? You put your elbow to it, but you don't look that great. But she's gonna put her elbow in. Like, the fuck? Nigga, bye. Go get you somebody else. Because I wish you would. Like, that's crazy to me. If I'm ever with a man who feels like I'm not the baddest motherfucking bitch, don't be with me. Don't be with me. Don't be with me. Don't be with me.
No Cap-tivity.
Just have at it. Just have at it, MJ. I mean, go ahead.
Okay, so what he was saying is like that old song, Freezy. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. Take my personal point of view. Get ugly girl to marry you. So his thing is he figures that the unattractive girl has less standards and she would do more because she has to prove herself due to the simple fact that she doesn't have her attractiveness carrying her all the way, right? Mm-hmm. The whole point of the fact is that there's some women who think like that. Some women who would move with like that, like, hey, maybe I'm not the most attractive, or maybe I'm average, maybe I'm just a little bit under average. So I need to lead with more, I guess, substantial things, right? You know, my character, the way I show up and support them, you know, things of that sort. My only problem is that the conditioning of society have led majority of the women to lean on their attractiveness to attract a mate. And now saying that without, I guess without properly, moving some women out of that mindset, it's going to be a problem. And the girl, even she's right. the woman is going to want to feel special. She's not going to want to feel like you settle for her. Nobody wants to hear that, So it reminds me of that article, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, when this guy got married, to this lady who was like an engineer and all this stuff like that. And he was like, he literally just said, yo, you wasn't my first choice. You wasn't my second choice. You wasn't my 10th choice, but you was the right choice. And he wrote a whole article about how his
Damn,
wife
that was kind of smooth. I like that.
completely out opposite. And mind you, they just got married. Just did the wedding photos and all that stuff. And he wrote a whole article about pretty much saying how his wife ain't shit, but she's good enough for him. That's not good. I don't understand what is this need for individuals, especially men. What is this need to humble the person that you're with and then chalk it up and make it seem like you're doing them a favor by them not being by themselves? Like, no. I mean, I'm guarantee you, man or woman, it's better to be with somebody who genuinely wants you there. Then this is like I said, this is not saying, oh, the woman has to be a 10. This is not saying that the guy has to be a 10. No. But I think that the way how this whole settling discussion goes is problematic and is causing more disdain than actually being realistic. Most people who are married today did not marry their first choice, their first crush, their first love. A lot of people bump their heads to get to the right person. So I think it's more about narrating the conversation of, content. Like, I'm content with the person that I'm with. This person makes me happy, and I actually do want to see them happy. It makes me feel good to see them happy too. You know what I'm saying? I think the narrative has to change differently. But with him, like I said, it's not going to read well because he also talked about the elbow grease. So here you are, a lot of women is conditioned that the man is supposed to take care of them. The man is supposed to make their life better. He's supposed to be an addition. And here he is, you want her to get down and dirty and get scrubbing and all this stuff like that. What are you doing? Are you getting down and dirty with her too in your part of what you need to do in this relationship? Are you getting down and dirty with your part with her, with the emotional aspect of the relationship, making her feel safe and secure, all that stuff? Or does she have to handle that problem too by herself?
Well, I get what you're saying on that latter end, what you just said. Like, some people will look for somebody like that almost just to take advantage of, I guess them being more vulnerable, right? But I will say this, MJ. Come on, sis. I need you to level with me. There are some people that, because of how much attention they get in general, they just feel entitled. They'll get into relationships, and because they get an astronomical amount of validation and attention from the general public. They feel like in their newfound relationship, they should be put up on a pedestal to the point where they shouldn't have to do a lot. You should just be happy for that. I'm just with you.
Yeah, I understand that. And a lot of men have that type of mindset, right? That's why they run around here saying that they're the prize.
Oh,
they're present in all you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's why it doesn't matter what the package is. You just have to have the package in the house. My presence just does anything, even though I don't do shit. Like that.
So you're agreeing with Paul Pierce then when you say that? Then?
No, because his premise is on the basis of attractiveness. What I was just stating on the other side, when it meant it does, you hear that from unattractive motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You hear across the board. Who wants to?
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't have to be perceived a 9 or or something like that to act that way, to have that type of attitude. I totally agree with you on that. Yeah.
Right. So I get what
you know. What that rating
get
system is just some bullshit. It's just bullshit. When they, yeah.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but he should have just said it for he should have said it better, right? Because what you did was you try to now downplay attractive women and say, yo, listen, the new goal is we going after these average or below average women because they in it to win it. They're in the game. They don't got that much options, and they definitely going to be loyal to us. And that's what it's going to read. And so you know what's going to happen? The attractive women that knows that men are always going to want attractive women are going to laugh. And the women who are, I guess, below average or average, they're going to be offended. They're also going to be scared too that nobody's coming to them genuinely. All of them is coming to a hidden agenda because they sick and tired of not being with the good looking chick, or they sick and tired of not being with the baddie. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good feeling. Oh, you're just a placeholder because I couldn't really get what I want. Like, y'all gotta stop talking like this. I don't know. I would love the Lord to remove a lot of men's microphones. Please, y'all talking yourself.
Don't you want a man that's gonna put his elbow into it in the relationship?
We mean, I want a person that's going to be in it just as much as I'm in it, right?
Right.
I don't want. Listen, I'm not gonna get in a relationship with somebody that I want to drag them through the mud. That they're so fucking tired, they're so exhausted, they're so bent out, they're so battery on E that they're not even enjoying the situation. They pretty much are like a fucking robot in your house. Nah, I don't want that. Be in it on the same level I'm in it. That's
do you believe that some people just have pretty privilege, or think they have pretty privilege? Or?
That's a very good question. I believe that there is a thing of pretty privilege. I definitely believe there is a strong thing of people believing they have that pretty privilege. And I also believe that there's people who really don't think they don't have no form of privilege at all. And like I said, society do reward people who are deemed attractive on large scales. They do award them. They award them with thinking that it's a part of limerence. Oh, this person's so attractive and they're a great actor and actress. They have to be a good person. Don't know this person from a hole in the wall. We just went through that from the other two live stream, right, Freezy, with Halle Berry. Halle Berry was the sexiest woman alive, and the man that she married said, I couldn't be married to her anymore because she would not do things that I needed a wife to do. Even though he knew her job, even though that she's on the road all the time, he know all that about her. But did that stop him from not marrying her? Absolutely not, because he would have been a fool if he would have turned down Halle Berry when she came up to him with the proposition of marrying him, her being the most sexiest woman of the world. So
yeah, but after a while, he realized it wasn't all cracked up what he actually thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
My point exactly. But however, him being attractive got him in the situation. Him being able to know who he know, to network, to get close to him, got to the situation. Let's just be clear. Pretty privilege is not something that's only just associated with women. That's also men too.
I agree on that.
Y'all talk about these super ninjas all the damn time. These super ninjas getting all the damn women and all the blah blah blah, and the same girls just having sex with the same women. Y'all say it all the time. So who else? If anything, both people are utilizing it, right? Men and women. The ones who are able to utilize it, they lean on that first, especially if it gives them better results quicker results, with at less effort, and other people have to lean on other things.
Yeah, and just to cap it off, I think also pertaining to Paul Pierce, even if you're dealing with somebody that might be above average when it comes to their aesthetics, right? It has a lot to do with what Paul Pierce was actually paying attention to. Like, even though those same women, you can tap into a woman no matter how she looks and figure out where she's really at and how much she really like values you to do for you. A lot of these women, especially like Paul Pierce, these ball players, they meet these women where they know what time it is. You knew what time it was when you got with this woman. She know you're Paul Pierce, and she positioned herself strategically for a reason. You already know, but you knew that, Paul Pierce. But guess what, Paul? You wanted the draws. And then, because now you're just tired of living that type of life. You're tired of spending his money to impress women and stuff and to have women as trophies. Now basically what he's saying is he wants something realer. And basically what I'm saying is having something realer, I don't think depends on how a woman looks. I don't think it depends on, because like you said, I agree with you. Nowadays, what society would deem a 5 or 6 or even a 3 or 4, a lot of these women are, some of these women are conceited. They have high self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? We don't know it. I just don't think that that type of attitude a lot of times has a face on it. And I just think that Paul Pierce, he just basically put himself in situations where you knew you were dealing with vain women. You knew what you was dealing with. You knew you was dealing with vain women.
Yeah, and that's why I approached the conversation the way that I did, because he knew what particular women he was going after. And it wasn't every pretty woman. Every pretty woman is not the type of women that he goes after. There's pretty women every day. There is pretty average women. They're average women. They go to average jobs, but they're pretty, right? Mm-hmm. So you wasn't checking for them. No, that's not the girl you're talking about.
That's a fact.
You're talking, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about girls as well in the industry. Yeah. Well into hustling their own damn selves, networking, doing favors, and always have to be the chick that's who's invited to the corner booth. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, let's be real. What you need to be honest with, what exactly type of women you had around you. You had women that were around you who was looking for a lick, and you had the money, and you was willing to be that lick, and it worked for you because you got what you wanted, was her attractiveness.
That's crazy.
On your arm, you getting schmacks. You got what you wanted. You led with a transactional situation, and that's what it was. Then you want to change this particular woman that you set this situation up as. Now you want her to be what's her name? Betty Crockett. She ain't gonna be Betty Crockett, bruh. She's not gonna be Betty Crockett. You ain't even find her anywhere near a damn kitchen. Like, I don't know. It's
Betty Crockett. Betty Crockett is hilarious. But no. You're right. There's a lot of guys that's willing to be that lick just to get a chance, Yeah.
It is. I mean, and look, it is what it is. You want to utilize your time like that. Go ahead and utilize your time like that. But you can't just be like, oh, like even if that is true. Oh, you think women who doesn't have that much going on in the looks department, or they're just basically average or below average, just a little below average. If you believe that is their job, You Betty Crocker. Yeah, of course. Nah, don't say me.
Captivity.
If you think that is if that is their job to take, to pretty much say, hey, listen, you all right. I'm gonna take you because you the basic, you know what I'm saying? You basic, whatever not. And I feel that I like and enjoy your qualities, and that's good. That's a benefit for me, and you should be acceptable for that. Yeah. I'm gonna, especially with this interview, he's gonna have a hard time going forward if now he's looking for the average or the unattractive woman, because now every girl who saw this or they share it out, they're gonna be like, if he's coming to talk to me, this motherfucker think I'm fucking ugly. Who the fuck
I'm the elbow girl, huh? That's what I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they're gonna say. They're like, oh damn, he picked me. Damn, this motherfucker think I'm ugly. I'm that serious. So this is why I shut the fuck up. Like, y'all gotta start removing these mics, man.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Come on.
You gotta start removing these mics, because that was something that you should have kept to yourself.
Well, MJ, we've reached the end of the show, and I just want to say, MJ, I owe you a lot. Thank you for just very often just being willing to do the show with me. I really appreciate it, MJ.
Oh, no problem. You are most welcome. You're most welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest. You see how bloodshot red my eyes is, and I don't smoke. So I'll see you later. Thank you so much. It was a good show. Shout out to Jessica. It was nice to meet her. I hope I see her again. Yes. And we'll talk, Breezy.
Thank you, MJ. And I'm gonna make sure they put the link in the chat too for your channel. Conversations with MJ, ladies and gentlemen.
Captivity.
Let's get it. Shout out to MJ, man. Mods, if you can, could you please put the Big Bad Bull is already on it. He's already on it. Shout out to Dornick in the building. Shout out to El Cheapo. What's up, Cheapo? World class to my Ecam Saturdays. That's gonna always be crazy. Coach Ferd, what's up? Mel, J Dub, Omega, what's going on? Shout out to Fatty in the building. What's going on, Fatty? He said, good show. Appreciate you, my brother. Who else? Let's see. 907. What's up, 907? Great to see my sister 907. Did I say what's up to you, Kimberly? I think I said what's up earlier, but shout out to you again, Kimberly. Genesis, I seen you, Genesis. We seen you earlier. Shout out to you, Genesis. Great to see you, Khalil. Everybody that ended up coming to the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Liberated Soul, I spoke to you, right? Liberated Soul said, he said something about why did I stop doing StreamYard Saturday? Well, I was just trying to switch it up and have a more concentrated show, a more curated show, So it's a growing process. A lot of the content creators understand that it's just a growing process, especially when you pivot and you transition. It's just a growing process, right? Shout out to my sister Bridget Renee. What's going on, Bridget Renee? Great to see you. It's great to see you. Thank you, Rush. Rush said dope stream. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I need to hear it. Appreciate you. Bridget said, love the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it. Fatty said, good show. Thank you, Fatty. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. And shout out to you too, Fatty, man. You've been doing your thing over there, man, Shout out to Fatty, man. He's really been taking off over there. Listen, I'm going to open up the phone calls. I'm going to take some calls. And anybody that wants to comment on anything that was said during the live stream, we're going to open up the phone calls for a quick second. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think. The phone number is 863 320 1242. 863 320 1242. That's the phone lines. Let me see. So I've opened up the phone lines. I'm gonna take a couple of calls. Because I was looking in the chat periodically and I seen there were a lot of people that had a lot of opinions about different parts of the show. We just talked about, what do you think about what Paul Pierce just said, right? As far as get you a 5 or 6, a woman that's going to put her elbow into it. Don't get you no 9 or 10. Damn them 9 or 10s, right? What were we talking about before that? We were talking about, what do you think is a just cause, for divorce or whatnot? We got our first caller. Shout out to the caller, man. Shout out to Rush. What's going on, caller? How you doing?
Yo, what's good, Freezy? What's poppin', man?
Just chilling, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man. What's on your mind, man? What did you want to comment on?
Yo, I want to comment on Paul Pierce's opinion on dating like the 5s and 4s and the goblins and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like he. I don't think he understand the dating market has changed for like regular folks. So that him talking about getting at a 5 or 4 or a goblin or whatever, like that will probably work for him. Well, no, it will work for him. But for regular dudes like me, you, whatever, like. Those unattractive females want to be treated like they 10s now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, that whole idea of, just hollering at a chick that's unattractive, you get more for your buck dealing with that. Nah, that's not true, man.
Yeah.
This cesspool of a dating scene, man, is crazy out here, man. These 2s and goblins want to be treated like they dimes, my nigga. Nah, man.
And well, you make a good point. And think about it, bro. Paul Pierce is he has a high net worth, right? He has a lot of leverage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your average working dude, that 5 or 6, if she puts on some clothes that might show a little of her derriere and, a little of her breast parts, right? She's going to get a lot of attention too, right? You think so?
Yeah.
She's going to get a lot of attention too, and she's going to look at your average working ass as like, huh? What?
Right.
You tried it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Paul Pierce is speaking for he's representing the average man in America. So
yeah, he's probably speaking on, because he didn't get in depth on what crowd he was speaking for, but I'm just gonna assume that he's talking about the 10%ers, man. The 10-5%ers that's in a different socioeconomic status, man, on a high level of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, that's not gonna work for a regular dude, man. Nowadays, man, you gotta be fit. You know what I mean? Pipe game gotta be on point. You gotta have a nice crib, nice sweat. I mean, you just gotta be amazing just to date, a mid chick, man. Know what I mean? And this is crazy out here, man. Know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's why I wanna, yeah, man. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in that, know what I mean?
Hey, man, I appreciate you.
Hey, yo, Freezy, man, this is a dope stream, man. Keep dropping these classic records, man.
I'm trying,
I'm going to tune in and support, brother, man. Keep doing your thing, man. All right?
We're going to keep dropping these classic records, son.
No Cap-tivity.
Let's get it. Shout out to my brother Rush, man. Appreciate you, Rush. Now, Rush brought up a good... The phone lines are still open. 1-863-320-1242. Rush brought up a good point. Right? Paul Pierce might be speaking for himself because we average guys, average guys, you step to a 5 or a 6, they're gonna look at you like, hey, listen, I might be above your price range. I don't think you're ready for this, because listen, the way social media is set up, Instagram, right? Think about it. I need all of y'all to pay attention. The way social media is set up, even if you are a 5 or a 6, right? But on average, depending on how you dress online, if you're a 5 or a 6 and you average over 100 likes, in her mind, she's a 9 or a 10.
No Cap-tivity.
Am I too? Is that too far-fetched? Like a 5 or a 6. We can apply this to men too, right? Men get the big head too. But we know, come on, let's just be honest. Women tend to be more vain. I don't know. 2025, I don't know. It's 2025. But yeah, a 5 or a 6. A 4. I hate using these numbers, man. But I think most people nowadays, they judge themselves off of social media validation. Think about it. There are people online where somebody in real life might deem as a 8 or 9, but they're just not socially active as much. They don't know how to take pictures. They don't, they might not get a lot of likes. There are people that in real life people might deem as cute. They look good. They're gorgeous in real life. But on social media, they don't get a lot of likes. They might get 13 likes. Oh, that's crushing, isn't it? It's crushing. You took a chance at social media. You got your first Instagram and you was like, I'm cute in real life, and you post that first picture and you only get 21 likes. That's crushing.
No Cap.
Shout out to the caller. Caller, what's going on with you?
Yeah, man, the slick nigga season slide up when you do, you greasy the punchline king. That does my thing. You niggas no good. Oh, no, nigga. What up?
Let's get it, man.
No Cap-tivity.
My brother Class is in the building, ready to cook up something, man. Mean on E-Cam Saturdays.
On E-Cam Saturdays. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Man, I appreciate that,
What up,
man.
friend? Listen, I need me a 7. I gotta have me.
Why you need you a 7, dog?
Cause first of all, I'm not monogamous, but if I was, I'm a cheat. Because you understand, like the power of the 7, bro, they be different. They be different. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I've tasted the 8s and 9s, and the 7s just, that's my spot. That's my Goldilocks.
That's a sweet spot.
Right, that's the sweet spot. That's right where you need it to be. When you got your house clothes on and the temperature where it need to be.
Yeah.
And the food cooking good. Yeah, babe. They got the sweet potatoes going on in the kitchen. That's my spot. I just need a 7 now. A little thick, a little 7.
Well, let me ask you something, Class. Do you think there's some truth to what Paul Pierce said? The prettier a woman is deemed, the more entitled she thinks she is, and the less she will do in the relationship. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't really fault them, to be honest, because it's thought when they're young. It's for guys too. It's for little boys too. When you're cute, you don't have to be shit to get shit. Oh my bad. You don't have to be stuff to get stuff. You don't have to be, because people just want to use you like a little ornament or whatever. They just want you around because people love attractive people. People love attractive things, period. So we always give favoritism to the attractive people, and they don't really have to be much to get much. And I've, in my experience, good 60% of the pretty girls are just useless. They just don't. If you stupid.
Do you think that's what Paul Pierce said? Do you think that's a sound advice? Like you're more. Let me see. What do I want to say? You are more apt to get a woman that's willing to put her elbow into it. That's what he said. To put their elbow into it. That's a 5 or a 6.
But that's a problem too. That's I get what he's saying, but that's overcorrecting.
Okay, explain yourself. Explain.
That's overcorrecting because if the ugly girl, if we just talking about men getting women, if the ugly girl is doing all that, a lot of that is because these they know they competing with pretty chicks, so they just being extra just to be extra. It's not genuine. So that becomes a problem. You need to really look for a person that fit, and if it so happen to be a baddie, then cool. But you gotta find the right fit first. You gotta find the right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, class. I just think that it depends on the caliber of dude. I've seen dudes who people might see as regular dudes. I've seen these guys have women who would be considered 9s. I've seen guys have these women eating out of the palm of their hands.
Yeah. That can happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just, it kind of depends on, I think it could be a gift and a curse to be rich. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be rich, but I think it could be a curse too, because women are already, they're predatory for the wrong reasons, because they know you got money. They don't give a damn about, they don't care if they really like you or not. They just want that money.
It's a gift and a curse with being attractive too, because you run into a situation where you don't know who really wants you, or they just want you there. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that's trying to get you just to keep you from other people. And everything, nothing. This world don't do something for nothing. Everything got a price.
Everything got a price. Damn.
Substance got a price.
Well, I'm saying, what's your way of going about securing a woman that you know is going to serve your best interests? I mean,
time, trial and error. That's all you can do. Time is the first most important part. I'm just watching certain behaviors over a certain time. That's why when Kevin Samuels came out and he was talking about getting married in 6 months, I'm like, gee, hope you got pump your brakes. I need to know how you. I'm missing 6 months. I'm missing 2 seasons. I don't know 2 seasons. I don't know how you operate in spring or fall. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you gonna do. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't know if you look shit. I don't know if you can drive in the snow. Like you know what I'm saying? I need to figure something out now. So I just think time. You certain things you can't find out until the situation come up. Like a lot of us, it ain't till like whatever year 3 in the marriage and she start acting crazy, or when the baby comes, nothing you can do about that. But at the end of the day, I think it just take time being. Y'all say intentional. I just say deliberate. I'm being deliberate and specific about, these situations. Where you at? What you want to do? What's your principle?
Yeah.
So, gotta match principles up. The relationship can't be about, I like this type of food. I like this movie. It got to be matching my principles with your principles, which is what religion is for. But people don't want to do that.
Yeah, that was good, bro. That was good, man. Anything else you want to say to wrap it up?
Nah, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you, bro. Always here. You be late, man. You got that. Shout out to the overnight crew. The content creators and the chat, man. Y'all third shifters, man. Y'all something else, man. We need y'all. You know what I mean? I get up right early in the morning, but we need y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep the YouTube streams rolling. Hit the like button. And if you can, just do me a favor, everybody. Don't be light skinned tomorrow. Okay. Go get the tan. We need I think we're gonna start like a post or like a what they call that?
What's that?
What they call it? Like a dot. What is that? It's like a piece of paper people sign up to stop being light skinned. Yeah, we got a ban light skin. It's
A
not
petition?
working. Yeah, petition. Yes, we need to get a petition going to stop like good people from being here. Because they look like Vaseline. All right, I appreciate it. All right, Spreezy, you be safe, man.
Class. Thank you, Class. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to World Class in the building.
No Cap-tivity.
Yeah.
Let's get it. I think what World Class said made a lot of sense. A lot of this is trial and error, right? If you really think about it. You know what the problem is? The problem is most people don't know how to navigate through that trial and error. Huh? You know why? Because most people don't have that wisdom. How do you get that wisdom though? Trial and error. Come on, man. Come on, man. Is it full circle? What's the true answers, Freezy? What's the true answers on how to get a woman that's gonna have my back 100%? Freezy, we need the answers. You don't want the truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth is, in order to have a healthy relationship, it has to be bigger than looks. It has to be far greater than superficiality. Is that a word? You guys don't want real relationships. You want red carpet relationships. That's what you want. Just tell the truth. You guys don't want prosperity. You want popularity. Come on, man.
No Cap-tivity.
That's what you want. Just tell the truth. You guys don't want a woman that know how to cook collard greens. You guys don't want collard greens. You want caviar. That's what you want. And until we actually address that, you're not going to find your answer. You know where the answer starts? It starts right here. It starts within. Shout out the voice of Venus. Venus, did I speak to you earlier? I seen you in the chat earlier. Shout out to my sister Venus in the building. Where's Venus' chat? Where's Venus at? There she is. Shout out to Venus. Oh, I did highlight your chat earlier, Venus. Venus, what you laughing at? Oh, Venus laugh. What? Shout out to my sister Venus. We love you, Venus. San Jose. Shout out to San Jose Made in the building too. What's going on, San Jose? Shout out to San Jose. Listen, I'm shutting down the phone lines. I was just taking a couple of calls, you know. I was just taking a couple of calls, shutting down the phone lines. Shout out to the support that we got tonight, right? Shout out to the support that we got tonight. I really appreciate it. Always appreciate the support. And how about we do, you know, y'all already know what we gotta do. We gotta do benediction. Let me see. Let's get a good one, man. You know, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look back at this show because it's just a different experience when you look back at your own show. I'm taking y'all word for it. This was a good show. It felt like a really good show, and I'm gonna look at the show. I'm gonna look back at the show. I'm gonna look at the show all over again. That's what I was trying to say. All right. I'm gonna look at the show all over again because I want to sit back and watch the show just like you guys did, man. You know. Shout out to Ronald. What's going on, Ronald? He said, you leaving already? Yeah, man. Yeah. You know. Yeah. I opened up the phone lines. I had it open for a second. You know, and a couple of brothers called in. But shout out to you too, Ronald. But I'm going to leave y'all with a couple of scriptures, man. Here we go. Or should I say words of wisdom? That's what I'm going to start saying, because that's, you know, you guys digest that stuff easily. When y'all hear words like scripture and stuff, you're like, I don't want that church stuff. Man, Freeze, I don't want that church stuff. Talking about scriptures. Nobody want no damn scriptures. Freezy, we don't want no scriptures. Okay, we're going to give y'all some words of wisdom. How about that? Yeah, that sound better. Okay, now you can tell it to us, Freezy. Yeah, words of wisdom sound better now. We don't want no damn scriptures now. Come on now. This is Proverbs 31 and 30. Proverbs 31 and 30 says, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised.
No captivity.
That's what y'all need to be looking for in a woman. That's what the women should be looking for in a man. You know? Let's see. Here we go. Here's another one. Here's some more words of wisdom, y'all. I like that. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Words of wisdom. I like that. Yeah, words of wisdom. Psalm 119 and 37 says, turn my eyes from looking at worthless things. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways, Most High. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways, Most High God. Oh, that was, oh, come on, man. And, woo, man, that was so good, man. That was so good, man. We need a no captivity on that one. Now, hold on. Where's Tay-Tay at? We need Tay-Tay on that one. There we go. Yeah, we need Tay-Tay on that one right there. Hold on, man.
No captivity. No captivity. No captivity.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Bridget said, Proverbs 31 woman. Come on, Bridget. You better say something. You better come on now. Huh? You better say it. That's what I meant to say. Shout out to Bridget for that, man. Proverbs 31 woman. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that contributed to tonight's show. Shout out to Tyrus for his $20 super caps. Tyrus was actually the initial sponsor of tonight's show. Shout out to Tyrus for your $20 super cap. Thank you, Tyrus. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tyrus. And it's always good to see my brother, man. Long time, man. Me and Tyrus go way back. Shout out to the to Black Man Unfiltered. Shout out to the BMU network too. You know, Tyrus, thank you, man. I appreciate. To the moon, Tyrus. That's what that means. To the moon. That's what that means, Tyrus. To the moon. Okay, all right. Shout out to my brother DJ Ham.
No captivity.
Shout out to my brother DJ Ham for his super chat, for his $5 super cap. He said, all praises to the Most High. Freezy. Stick in there, Freezy. Don't give up. Don't let the haters make you stop. He didn't say all that, but that's what I felt. I knew what my brother was saying. Y'all can't tell me that my brother didn't say all that. All right? Y'all can't tell me Hemp didn't say that. That was exactly what Hemp said. And last but not least, man, I want to thank the official sponsor of tonight's show. Our brother, none other than Christopher Mayberry, aka Boss Man, with a total of $50, man. Shout out to Boss Man coming through. And what did Boss Man say? Boss Man said, for Freezy and the two beautiful women, salute. For Freezy and the two beautiful women, salute. Shout out to Boss Man.
No Cap-tivity.
Shout out to Boss Man for being the official sponsor of tonight's show. Oh yeah. Another great show under our belt, y'all. And we had a great time. Shout out to everybody that got here early, man. This show was awesome. If you didn't catch the entire show, make sure you watch the replay. It's very important. Well, make sure you watch the replay, man. Shout out to my brother Ronald. What Ronald said?
Super chat.
Shout out to Ronald. Ronald said, thank you for your $2, Ronald. Ronald said, why I have haters in the chat? I should call in.
No Cap-tivity.
Ronald, I shut down the call lines, Ronald. You gotta wait till Monday. Ronald. I shut down the call lines, bro. But thank you, Ronald, for the $2. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. I possibly could have opened up the call lines if, you send $20 or something, I'm about to end the show, Ronald, put a zero, put another zero on that too, Yeah. Yo, it's time to celebrate our sponsor. It's time to celebrate Boss Man. So why don't y'all get up out y'all seats, man, and let's celebrate our brother like none other. Boss Man, thank you. Thank you so much, man. And we truly, truly appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Boss Man, aka Christopher Mayberry.
No Cap-tivity.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It means a lot. All of the support means a lot. And special thanks to the sponsor of every show, including this one. Shout out to Boss Man for being the official sponsor of tonight's show. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Trucker Yell in the building. What's going on? Trucker Yell, where you was, man? Where you been at, dog? Trucker, where you been at, man? He say, what up, everybody? Shout out to Trucker Yell, man, in the building. Shout out to my brother,
No
man.
Cap-tivity.
Let's get it. Listen, I'm debating on if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'm thinking about I'm trying something different on Sundays. I think I might start it tomorrow. Okay. I think I might start it tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah. I love y'all, man. And shout out to Emperor for putting the Discord in the chat. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all join our Discord. Right? The Discord is No Cap-tivity with Freezy. That's the Discord link that Emperor put in the chat. So make sure you guys click that link and join. Right? We just had Bible study earlier today. I'm gonna tell you something. It was electrifying. That's what I was trying. It was electrifying. That's the word I was looking for. I've been on point with, finding the right words lately too. That's God. When you get closer to God, he'll make you a little sharper. You know what I'm saying? He will make you a little sharper. And shout out to everybody that's been maintaining their VIP passes. Shout out to everybody that's been maintaining their memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you. The memberships, the channel memberships for the YouTube channel. And there is a way to connect your Discord, right? And your channel membership. If you don't know how to do it, reach out to Big Bad Bull. Once you connect our Discord that you're a part of and the channel membership, the YouTube channel membership, you will have extra perks in the Discord. That's how we got it set up. You will have extra perks in the Discord. I appreciate y'all. And y'all know what I always say. To free yourself, you must heal yourself. And until the next time, we out of here. Love y'all. No cap crew. No captivity. Let's go. Love y'all.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Captivity, man. He's a good dude, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Captivity, man. He's a good dude, man. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, man. Listen, man, go sub to my boy, No Captivity, man. He's a good dude, man.
Unlock the future of branding while outpacing your competition. Dive into the digital realm, transforming raw footage into video epics. Our editors redefine storytelling. At Prime Your Logos, where pixels become portals. Prime Your Logos. Unleash the unseen. Your brand amplified. Visit us at Prime Your Logos on Instagram. Or call 704-792-6345. That's 704-792-6345. Prime your brand. Prime your logos, where artistry transcends reality.
No captivity. Freezy.